Hi, this is my huge shout out to Get Shorty, a TV production that, in my opinion, rivals Breaking Bad in terms of quality. Not as original as Breaking Bad, which had one of the most audacious plots I've seen. However, what it lacks in originality is more than made up for in depth scripting, casting and production. The casting of Chris O'Dowd as Miles Daly was pure genius. Not that he's a Robinson Crusoe in this respect. He is surrounded by a powerhouse ensemble including Ray Romano, Sean Bridges and Lydia Porto. I liken Chris O'Dowd to a cuddly old English sheepdog, or maybe Irish setter in his case, but this lovable canine has a nasty bite, an essential KPI when navigating the hostile jungle of Hollywood. Get Shorty follows Miles Daly, who works as muscle for a murderous crime ring in Nevada. For the sake of his daughter, he attempts to change professions and become a movie producer, laundering money through a Hollywood film, but instead of exiting the criminal world, he accidentally brings it with him to Los Angeles. Daly ends up working with Rick, a washed-up producer of low-quality films who becomes Miles' partner and guide through the maze of Hollywood. Davey Holmes was reported to be writing the series, and Epic's president and CEO, Mark S. Greenberg, said of him, "Davey Holmes is tremendous talent and has created a fantastic new series that is in the spirit of Leonard's unique brand of social satire and strong narrative voice." The first season premiered on Epix on August 13th, 2017. And in this case, this wasn't hype. It really is a superbly managed project. On August 23rd, 2017, the series was renewed for a second 10-episode season. On August 23rd, 2016, it was announced that Chris O'Dowd and Ray Romano had been cast in the series' lead roles. On November the 1st, 2016, it was reported that Sean Bridges, Lydia Porto, Megan Stevenson, Goya Rubles, Lucy Walters and Caroline Dodd had joined the main cast. It was also reported that Sarah Stiles, who had been cast in a recurring role. In February 2018, it was announced that Felicity Hoffman, Steven Weber and Andrew Leeds had been cast in recurring roles, and that Sarah Stiles had been upgraded from recurring role to a starring role. The first season of Get Shorty has been met with positive response from critics. On the review aggregation website Rotten Tomatoes, the first season holds a 75% approval. The website's critical consensus reads, "Get Shorty's slick production values are complemented by its seasoned cast's chemistry to create a fun-filled, if violent, first season that lives up to its source material." The series was actually filmed in Albuquerque, New Mexico and Los Angeles, California. The 1995 movie with John Travolta of the same name was filmed in Los Angeles. And now on to the important Internet Movie Database current rating, which is now 8 out of 10, which has grown. Here are a few reviews of the series, which I found quite interesting. Review number 1, better than the movie. It starts interesting, throws some curveballs, and continues to build with each episode. It's a standout amongst TV shows I'm currently watching. I'd have to agree with that review. Season 1 review. Keeping little other than the premise, this version of Get Shorty is very different from the John Travolta film that appeared in the 90s. Whether it's a better one is up for debate, but it's more contemporary version and fully exploits its TV series timescale to bring a fuller story to the fore. I'd agree with that too. Chris O'Dowd, utilising his comic talents somewhat, but showing a lot more range in what should be the breakout performance of his career, plays Miles Daly, a low-level enforcer for a Nevada-based cartel who discovers a script by a writer whilst collecting an unpaid debt and meets a low-budget movie producer, Rick Moreweather, played by Ray Romano. Looking for a way to escape his situation, he convinces his boss, Amara, Lydia Porto, to invest several $1 million in producing the script as a way of laundering her ill-gotten gains. Along with his closest friend Lewis, Sean Bridges, Miles heads to Hollywood and soon discovers that his particularity skill sets are remarkably transferable to the movie business. This show, a really good show. This show is really good. I'm stuck to the TV and can't escape it. I know the feeling. One episode ends in seconds from my point of view. Yeah, I can relate to that because it's so good I can't seem to notice how the time passes. Totally agree. Maybe 10:10 is a bit exaggerated, but I think shows like this one deserve our support and appreciation. I hope there will be a season 3. I'm convinced there'll be a season 3, and I also gave it a 10/10. Probably the best, and that's something I never do, I might add. Well, Breaking Bad would be the other example, and probably Fargo was another standout series, which is also based on a film. So there's nothing wrong with adapting from a film to a TV show, because TV does such a good job of drama and comedy these days. I think it's quite a sensible thing to do. I believe this series is going from strength to strength. The last 2 episodes of the second series were superb in my opinion. You couldn't pick less likeable characters than hard-bitten hitmen to root for, but the talent behind this show make it work. Miles is a devoted father to his daughter and desperately wants to cement their relationship in spite of his ex-wife trying to pry them apart. Lewis, his hitman partner, is also heavily invested in a relationship with his new lady who is quite pregnant. They fight, they intimidate, they betray one another, but in the end they just want to be better people and pull themselves out of their criminal shithole. Real, flawed people who are just trying to better themselves. A remarkably uplifting show given the characters' dubious backgrounds. I especially love the swipe they take at Hollywood in the concluding episodes of Series 2. Miles and Rick hook up with Lawrence Budd, an impossibly powerful film producer in Hollywood who commutes via helicopter and landscapes his yard with fully grown trees. A medical condition has left him hairless, so he glues on a wig and eyebrows. But that's not his biggest secret. In the tradition of great Hollywood deviants, he has installed a two-way mirror giving him a full-length view of ladies sitting on the toilet, as you do. However, his kink is discovered by studio executive April Quinn, who reports this to Miles, who in turn puts Lawrence in his place as only a seasoned hitman can. What I loved about this was that Miles had a stronger moral compass than the sleazy film producer, who had placed several rungs below on the low-life ladder. So that basically says it all for me about the state of Hollywood at the moment. It's a hypocritical, virtue-seeking cesspit of a joint, and I think this makes quite a good political statement about who's actually lower on the pecking order of morals. So that was just icing on the cake for me. But I urge you to check out this addictive program if you haven't already done so. It is really worth a watch.